traditional flat top guitar neck, the whole end of the fingerboard over the body is supported. Traditionally, you would just glue this sucker on and clamp the end of the fingerboard to the top of the guitar, call it a day.
Well, like the mahogany part would end here.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just have the ebony fretboard flapping out there.
Flapping on top, and as
breathing
the top
with the guitar
moves, this piece of ebony right here really isn't that stiff. It's got fret slots cut in it. It's going to go along for the ride. So over time, you see the whole thing just kind of trying to fold up into the sound hole. Now, on this case...
Or you move it back and you have a little bow and you end up with a 14 fret hump.
Exactly.
You know, that sort of thing.
So in this case, because the actual, like the structural part of this neck continues just to the very end of that fingerboard, the whole playing surface of that neck is usable, and it's always flat. It's kind of taking from the archtop guitar tradition, where you have a fingerboard or extension.
That's right.
Kind of borrowed from the violin world, I guess.
Mandolins, violins, cellos,
yeah,
double basses, archtop guitars, they don't suffer from this third of the fretboard being part of the body and the rest of the neck being part of the neck, and those two things reacting differently.
Yeah, the whole thing is usable. So as a player, there's that obvious benefit of, well, gee, I can actually use the whole neck now.
Yeah, it's straight. It's really nice. And I believe that's probably the most objective project that we really took care of on the guitar, trying to make this thing just perform better. The cool thing about this system is we use it on our least expensive guitars, our most expensive guitars, everything in between. It's heavy on the tooling side. I mean, you can't really, people talk about handmade guitars, but you can't hand make this neck.
No.
You can't hand make that neck.
Well, the other thing that coincided with this was the whole way we construct the body as well. And actually, our guitars weren't that consistent until we did this entire process, because we completely revamped the building process, the geometry, the control of the geometry, so that when the body actually gets glued together, it actually is holding the geometry from one to another, so that we can hold those ideal neck angles. And
so it's really an NT body as much as an NT neck.
Exactly.